Alright guys, so I did actually have this video in mind for quite a long time, but today I would like to go ahead and talk about something that's been bothering me and the community for quite a while now, and I would just like to get my thoughts off my mind and actually just tell the developers what I think about a very specific topic. And this video, what this topic is going to be about, is going to be a little bit of the problems which I do see with the communication, but also something called silent nerfs and buffs that has been happening in the game. So first of all, a lot of people might be wondering what I mean by silent buffs and nerfs that do happen in the update. So for example, as you guys can see, if we go under changes, what the War Tycoon developers like to do from update to update is to tell us about what vehicles are being nerfed and buffed and changed and etc. And this overall just does let the community know and understand what is actually going in the game and what is happening between the balancing, what's actually changing in every single update. However, this is where the topic actually starts to get interesting. A lot of these things have actually been done silently, and let me give you guys a little bit of examples on that. So for example, when a new vehicle releases, we did have the Raider X, let's just give it here. It does have a base speed of 230, but on the update date, it was released at 270, and after a while, they decided to nerf it. Once again, ended up not telling us about that or anything like that whatsoever. Another perfect example over here is that the F-22 Raptor on release was actually not this good, and a lot of people did find it disappointing because its turning speed was not really this good and its missile strength was also not really this powerful either. So what the developers actually decided to do is to go ahead and buff the turning speed of the F-22 Raptor. Along with this, they have also buffed the missiles, which was also done. However, once again, no information on that under the update log under another update. We just didn't get told about that whatsoever. Another thing which I actually did notice recently is that the F-35 missiles have also been nerfed quite a bit in terms of how much damage they do to specific vehicles. Then once again, another example is the explosive gun of the Boxer. Developers have never talked about this thing being buffed, but it has been shadow buffed. No one has talked about this, and literally the only way for me to find out and tell the community about this was literally by some person that was actually able to find this out because they used the Boxer. I think you guys definitely see what I mean here. There are a lot more vehicles to actually put in this list, but let's just make it quite simple here. A lot of vehicles in the game are just quite inaccurate in terms of what information we know about them, because what the developers like to do is just go ahead and shadow nerf them or buff them between updates without actually telling us about anything like that. And I do actually find this quite annoying from the community's perspective, because it is pretty much impossible to go ahead and judge the vehicle's statistics against every single vehicle, because we just don't know its stats. Like for example, I reach out making a video on the Raider X on how powerful it actually is, and then after the video is out, the changes are already like made after a few days or weeks, and then when the next update comes out, we never knew these changes actually took place. So here is my little bit of a recommendation in terms of this. I don't believe it's a good idea, because it pretty much just makes every single person who wants to go ahead and damage these vehicles pretty much very inaccurate, and there is no way to actually tell how good the vehicles are if people want to understand the game in a much more deeper level. But another thing with this is, why don't you just put it in the devlog? If you want to go ahead and buff a vehicle, just tell us Gizmotech, or even if the community might not appreciate some buffs or nerfs being done to vehicles, why don't you just put it in the devlog and give us a poll, or should this vehicle be buffed, and tell us in which way should also be buffed. People will surely understand it and actually appreciate it, since everyone has been wanting the communication to get better and better over time. So here I am with this suggestion. I really do hope that I did get heard in this video, and I would appreciate it if a lot of things would be changed in this regard, because it is just incredibly frustrating for the community to not actually know as much about the game, and we don't even get told about this stuff. I bet there has been much more things which we don't even know about that have been shadow buffed or nerfed. It almost feels like the developers don't want us to know about them, which I don't think that's the case. Anyway, that is everything I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this, and should they actually give us more communication. It's what we've been asking for a long time, so I really do hope that this video will be heard out. Anyway, I'll see you guys next video. Have a great rest of the day, and thanks so much, channel members.